Good evening and welcome to Your Call. Joining me this evening is someone who's truly a woman of substance, Sharmila Tagore. Sharmila ji, thank you very much for joining me this evening. We're in a new year, a time to celebrate and look forward with hope, but we saw the events which we ended last year with a lot of anger, public protests on the street. But how much do you think we've actually achieved with protests and anger and actually changing the attitude we have towards women in India?
I think protest from civil society is very important in a democracy. It keeps the pressure on. I mean, obviously, we have a right to express our concerns, our dissatisfaction, and in some cases, it really brings, it pressurizes the government to do something. But of course, it has to be peaceful, it has to be expressed properly, and no way we must allow anything to happen so that the issue is hijacked. Having said that, we have to go beyond the protest and we have to address the issue, because the issue has been there for so long, and even when the entire capital is talking about it, everybody is agitated, and so much is happening in the media and you know, private homes, everything. Despite that, every day a report of rape, and every day something is happening.
And gang rapes.
11-year-old, 7-year-old in Kerala, acid being thrown on, even that day, the couple in a car, a man and a woman. The man was stripped and beaten, and then the woman was raped, and she called for help, and somebody heard her and let her out the neck. So nothing has deterred. When you're talking about chemical castration, you're talking about all kinds of things, death penalty. Despite that, this is happening. So we have to really reflect and understand what is this in our culture. I think somehow the value of the rapist, I mean the rapist, what they are saying, and somehow in our culture it kind of endorses that, if I may use such a very strong word, but I really don't know what to say, because the son preference that we have, and the way we bring up our men, our boys, with this sense of entitlement, a sense of privilege, that they are superior to their sisters. And I cannot do that and expect my daughter to be treated equally on the street.
In fact, it's interesting what you're saying, because then you're looking at policing, and penalties are just one part of the issue, because really the larger problem then is also about the society we're living in. What do you think? And you've been a young film actress on your own in Mumbai, you've got 2 young daughters. What has changed over the years? Is it because now Indian women are more assertive? We're seeing rapes reported which may not have been earlier. Is it that there has been a degeneration of values? What do you see it as?
It's like, it seems as if hurting women is entertainment, you know. It's a kind of feeling, making them feel good about it. We have to get our men to think, the equality has to come in, the change in perception has to come in, the way they look at themselves has to, they can't look at a woman and say she's vulnerable and cowering, and we need her subjugation to make us feel masculine. You know, there more and more women are going out to work these days, and they are not cowering and they are not submissive. They have enough confidence to spell out what they want, you know. And I think men sometimes perhaps feel threatened. Again, I'm using, I don't know, I'm generalizing, perhaps not. But they have to look at it carefully, because in families, in workplace, in marriages, this inequality and this power structure, I think that is what we need to address.
You talked about the culture, and the fact is that given the fact that we've seen that the traditional power structures, whether it's politics, whether it's corporate boardrooms, is traditionally towards men, and you hear statements like just recently the president's son has made a statement about you know, these protesters are all dented, painted, implying made up, they're not real students. In that sense, there's a patriarchal mindset. Crimes against women, except for this instance, haven't been taken seriously by the power structures either, whether it's the government or the police.
Yes, yes, because these people haven't really dropped in from the moon, you know. They're also part of society. The perpetrators, the neighbors were shocked. The family members were shocked. They didn't know. They lead a normal life. The police also, I mean, the background is more or less the same, isn't it? It's, as you say, patriarchal construct. And there always, a woman has to do, you know, when we started working, we were the first generation of working people, working women. And that also from films, and films were very frowned, you know, it wasn't a very good profession. Girls from good families didn't go to films. So it was a double thing. And so, yeah, we've seen it from then to now. And yes, the clothes have changed, the language has changed, but the underlying, you know, that has not really changed. The gaze, the way men look at themselves, the way they feel superior, the way they feel they have to protect women, you know, that I think in 60 years we have failed to bring in that equality.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.